What did you do in there? You did everything I just said. Plus, here's what you did. Here's what he did, folks. The use of breathy tone. Very beginning, breath. But it was a controlled breath. It was a compressed breath.
Versus, you saw the light.
Correct.
You saw the light.
Right.
It was
compressed. You can compress
yeah.
air just as you can compress, just as easily as you can compress tone. Mm-hmm. You just bring up the level or bring them down, whatever you're doing. Yep, yeah. Exactly. Easy stuff. Now look, for those of you guys watching, you're thinking, well, how do I get this? Easy, easy, easy. What you do, if you've not already taken a session here, get online. Take a look at what we're doing. It's real simple. Rewind, fast forward. Rewind, rewind.
Because you're not going to hear it all in one take.
You're not going to hear it all in one take.
That's the beauty of a good vocal, is you get inundated with all of these things at once, and you can't get it the first time, so you have to listen to it again.
No, and there's, look, let's get honest here. There are people that are going to be watching this that already do this, and that's good. Good for you. Keep on moving, keep on trucking, keep on progressing.
Now you got something to point at. You say, oh, I'm doing this, good, now I'm going to do it on purpose.
And there are a lot of people out there that are doing it, but they don't know they're doing it.
Yeah.
They don't know how to characterize it. You know, knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. You can know a lot about something, not ever do anything about it. So
we had variation of tone quality.
Variation of tone quality. We had, you were doing, what I loved about what you did was you went from straight tone into vibrato. Saw the lies and don't disguise what he told you. Little vibrato on the end, little wiggle on the end. Perfect. As you got into your lyric, into the song, you started leaning in on tone more, edging it out more. Why did you do that? Well, because it's an emotional progression. You want your tone to be to signify that emotional progression. You want your tone to characterize that. Right. So you became more anxious. You had your voice had angst to it, sense of urgency, and that's what that crunching, that compression, that I know this guy, what he told you. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
so good.
That's actually the meaning of the song. Is you've got a friend that's in a bad relationship, and you're desperately trying to get her to understand that this is a bad thing.
Correct.
And so there is that desperation there.
Absolutely.
And that intensity. It needs to be there because of the lyrical interpretation.
The great thing about this, and we'll kind of end on this, we coach this from a technique perspective first, just to get you in there, to feel how good it feels to compress and transition through those breaks, and edge your tone out, keep it all real, right up front, forward, edgy, and a lot of that technique you can apply to style. It's amazing how that works. The hand in hand. I'm loving this, man.
Yeah, because you get a lot of people who can sing really good style, but maybe it's tone qualities that they don't really have a handle on, so they sing in one dimension the whole time.
Right, or they're
and
flipping.
It's really good, but it's just one tone quality.
Right, and they're flipping into falsetto when the song actually calls for a good edgy mix.
Right. So there's a limitation there,
right.
And that's what technique will do. It'll get rid of the limitations so that you can really just do whatever you want.
Lyrical interpretation, folks. The use of breathy tones, the use of straight tones, the use of vibrato, the use of trills, the use of falsetto, braces, note bends, glottal stops. All these things are...
and sometimes letting the words dictate, like you left behind. Since you left behind, you say maybe put that word a little bit more behind.
Right.
Having the word, and if it's a word that's onomatopoeia, smack dab in the middle of something. If you have something like that, you would sing it that way.
Correct. You're just painting good pictures. You're characterizing vocally, tonally, characterizing the lyric.
That's great stuff, man. Stuff I never thought about before.
A lot of
but now I have to.
It's amazing, man. You do really well, bro. Really well. Okay, let's roll right into melodic variations. Varying your melody, changing your melody. All my clients that come in ask me, Dave, when is the best time to do that? And I typically say, after the first chorus, set that verse template, set the chorus template, set it in stone, so people can grab onto it. Then when you manipulate that melody, and you don't... go out of your way to manipulate it by taking chunks of phrases or 2 lines of a 4-line verse and changing that. No. Maybe a couple words. Maybe 1 word that has 3 different notes attached to it. You manipulate that. There's all kinds of ways. And it's going to be song specific. Song specific. You want to sing for that song. And that's, it's magic, man. So, let's just jump right into this. Play your song again.
Okay.
And first verse, okay? Then we'll go right to the second verse.
All right.
We won't get into choruses right now. First verse, because verses, folks, is where you get people. That's what you start a song out with. If you're not grabbing somebody in a verse, you're in trouble. That's where you paint your pictures, really. Choruses are nothing more than a summary of the verses. They tie everything up in a nice little bow. And, so go ahead. Let's go ahead and do a verse. First verse. And then go right to the second verse, and we'll kind of show them how you build this. All right?
You saw the lies, not so surprised by what he told you. Then left behind a lonely life that he made for you. But he was fine with your goodbye. Another game played to perfection. Just 1 more rose for his collection. Here's the next verse. The daily fears, the nights of tears were all he gave you. He made it all seem like your fault, almost convinced you. And you could see that he was deep inside another secret garden, some other place to plant your seed in.
Now, great. Well, you were doing a lot of things right. A lot of things right. Your tone was great. You had a sense of urgency to your voice. You were compressing, painting good pictures tonally. But there was something missing.
Yeah.
Something missing. Let's go ahead and show them what was missing.
All right. So jump in the first verse right to the second verse. All right.
Yep. Pay attention to what he's going to do, folks. He's going to mess with this a little bit.
You saw the lies, not so surprised by what he told you. Then left behind a lonely life that he made for you. And he was fine with your goodbye. Another game played to perfection. Just 1 more rose for his collection.
Second verse. Here we go.
The daily fears and nights of tears were all he gave you. He made it all seem like your fault, almost convinced you. But he would see that he was deep inside another sacred garden, some other place to plant his seed in.
Nice. Man, there were so many cool moments there. First verse, totally the same. Now, you did spice up a little bit in just terms of your crunching and everything, but because you were just getting into it. But the second verse is poignant. Explain. I can explain, but I think it would be better if you explained exactly where you changed things.
Right. A little bit of pushing and pulling the phrase, like the fears and nights